Hey guys, and welcome to part 2 of our E3 2019 predictions discussion for Nintendo. If you missed part 1, you can find a link to it in the description down below. But otherwise, let's continue on with where we left off.
So we're talking ports here. Well,
Yeah.
I have bonus round, lightning round ports.
Go for it.
All right. Wii U's dead. So Mario 3D World, Wind Waker HD,
Yep.
Twilight Princess HD,
Yep.
Pikmin 3, Xenoblade Chronicles X, Wonderful 101.
Yes.
All of them getting ports.
Fire Emblem Cross Persona as well. I want
Yes.
Yeah.
And for non-Wii U stuff, Symphony of the Night finally on Nintendo.
Rondo of Blood 2?
BioShock, Fallout 3, original Xenoblade Chronicles, Path of Radiance, Metroid Prime
Dawn.
Trilogy, which we'll talk about in a second, and Nier Automata.
Kingdom Hearts
please.
story so
that.
far.
Kingdom Hearts as well. Yes.
Kingdom
Please.
Hearts.
Yeah.
Should
I really
be.
want to see that on the Switch.
That's actually in my wish list, is what that part's in.
Yeah.
Yeah, those
But
are all something that I could see happening at some point. I could see a few ports getting announced, like some of the bigger ones, like you said, maybe like Mario 3D World or the original Xenoblade Chronicles. But
If they don't have Nier, I'm gonna cry.
But yeah,
Symphony of the Night too.
that's a big one.
I want to be able to play that. Dang it! And I want to be able to play it on Nintendo.
Symphony of the Night is one of my favorite games of all time. I need it on the Switch at some point. And there was that collection on the PlayStation which had Symphony of the Night and Rondo of Blood. And of course we just got the Castlevania Anniversary Collection on the Switch, so Castlevania, being on Switch, the floodgates have definitely been opened there, so that's good.
Now, more so, like I said, the Wii U's dead, and I'm pretty sure they're gonna salvage whatever money they can out of it by porting any games that don't have direct sequels already on there, like 3D World and Pikmin 3 and Xenoblade X.
Mm-hmm.
But that was the main point of that. But the other big one, Metroid Prime Trilogy.
Yeah.
I'm so tired of predicting this, but
Every time.
I think
It's the new Mother 3.
and like at the risk of
Mother
sounding
3
like
as well. We'll get to that. We'll get to Mother 3.
Oh boy.
at the risk of sounding like a broken record, like it's got to be happening, right? Like now that we know that Metroid Prime 4 is way off, they got it. Like there's people that have Switches that weren't even alive when Metroid Prime 3 came out. Like we got to get people playing these games. I haven't played the Metroid Prime trilogy myself. I know, shame on me. But
Me neither.
Neither have I. I need an excuse.
Neither have I.
I have played the first little bit of the third one, and there was a tunnel, and you fell down it for 15 hours while fighting Ridley at the start, and it just never ended, and I thought it was very unrealistic, and I put the game down.
holy crap,
Oh wow.
the internet's gonna hate us.
Oh, no.
But this is why we need the re-release, so we can play them!
Hear
Yeah.
that, Nintendo? You got 5 purchases right here in this call.
And just think, there are kids out there. You said there were kids who never got the chance to play the originals. There are some kids whose first Metroid game was Federation Force. Think about how they're feeling.
I feel so sorry for them. I feel so sorry.
You
deserve
have
a
single-handedly
good Metroid
taken this.
game.
You have single-handedly taken the smile from my face. Congratulations. Thanks a lot. You've ruined my day.
I aim to please. Well, in this case, not please, but
Let's get an F in the comments for those poor children. An F for Federation Force.
we're thinking of you.
But yeah. So I think it's safe to say we all think it could be happening. Do you think it would be released this year?
This
Probably.
year or
Potentially,
early next
yeah.
year. It honestly depends on when 4 is coming out, which we will not know for at least another year.
They could potentially dump it into early next year simply because this year is so stacked already with games that they may want to put something in 2020 for us to be excited about.
Yeah.
They've still got to give us time to play the actual trilogy before Metroid Prime 4 comes out. So, like, there's going to be a big gap between the trilogy and Metroid Prime 4.
I agree.
I mean, Prime 4 is probably not coming out until 2021 or 2022, so...
You say that, but then there are people like me that beat World of Light in the first week.
I beat it in the first 2 days.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
I got through it pretty
Fair
quickly,
enough.
but yeah.
I think it took me.
But
a
did you
month.
100% it?
Yes.
Like
Yes!
Okay,
Yes.
then, fair enough.
Yeah, I recently
They-
went
you-
into World of Light.
You underestimate those of us that are so bad that we sit there and just play games to cope with our
I'm
depression.
the guy who literally binged the entire Kingdom Hearts collection, every single Kingdom Hearts game up to Kingdom Hearts 3 in like a week.
I
to
applaud
prepare.
you.
Jesus
Wow.
Christ, dude. Do you not sleep?
It was an experience, and I was like babysitting my sister's dog at her house while she was on holiday, so I had no like commitments at all.
Oh, wow.
How was the Recoded movie?
Can we not ever mention Recoded again, please?
Doesn't exist. It's not canon.
Wild ride. It's a wild ride recoded. What?
You learned about depression.
You know, this is we've had a lot of mentions of depression in the last few minutes.
Oh man.
Maybe we should pick that up because I've got another bold one.
Go for it.
It's ever
Well,
since we mentioned Federation Force.
Exactly.
Oh.
Well, I got a bold one and then a safe one. So which one do we want to start with?
Go with the bold one, yeah.
All right, the bold one. We're getting a Splatoon spin-off.
I could see it.
Yeah,
It's-
I can see it.
I don't know what they would do with it, but
pinball game.
Give me a Splatoon RPG.
I'd be down for that. That actually sounds not half bad. Heck, and it might even be collab with Ubisoft. We don't know, but we're getting some sort of Splatoon spin-off.
I think
Whether
Splatoon
it be
is
Splatoon Warriors or what.
Splatoon Battle Royale, it's gonna happen.
Oh my god.
I could. Splatoon
You
is
say
established
you
enough.
say that as a joke.
It sounds good.
You say
though.
that as a joke, but
I would enjoy Splatoon Battle Royale. That would be amazing.
I mean it works.
The silence, the silence.
it would
I
have-
said that really says
it
everything.
would have guns, so it would work.
But it would be fun and colorful, and the kids could enjoy it.
You say that, but then Fortnite is also on Switch, so
Yeah.
I think that actually is just crazy enough for Nintendo to actually do it, though. I actually could see that being a possibility, because Splatoon is popular with the kids, and Battle Royales are popular with the kids, and I could actually see Nintendo doing that exact thing.
Yeah, like I can at least I do agree with your original idea of a Splatoon spin-off. Like it's definitely an established franchise now. So I definitely think we could be seeing, some more looks into the Splatoon universe. I think a Battle Royale is more likely than an RPG. But yeah, I don't know.
Now, as for one quick thing on the other one, significantly less of a good story. Still nothing on Pikmin 4.
That's true.
Yeah,
Nothing's gonna happen. We're not getting it till 2028. That's my speculation.
yeah.
I don't think
agree.
we're getting it. I think they're just going to keep saying that it's in development, and it's just not. I think Miyamoto has just given up.
I'm waiting for them to reveal Pikmin 4 was actually Hey Pikmin.
I still think that's the case. I think that's legit.
I mean, and I feel bad because Pikmin 3 had a bit of a tumultuous development cycle because it was originally a Wii game, and then it came to the Wii U, and you can see like some little remnants of that like in the game. Like some of the textures look very, very low quality. So I feel bad for the Pikmin series.
And it's such a shame because Miyamoto loves it so much.
It's his baby. Yeah.
It's his baby, like Mario and Zelda. He loves it just as much as he loves those two. And this happens every time.
So, I do have another safe prediction. Or was Pikmin 4 not being there your safe prediction?
That was my safe prediction.
So
because it's not happening.
So I do have another safe one, and I just kind of have to say it. We did get the Pokemon Direct yesterday, which showed off a bunch of new stuff. I don't think we're going to get anything new in the E3 Direct, but we know it's being shown off in the Treehouse, or we know it's going to be playable, so it'll probably be shown off in the Treehouse. And as a result, we might see like one new Pokemon or something, but we're not going to see anything crazy from Pokemon Sword and Shield.
Yeah, I agree.
Side note, I'm disappointed they didn't show off the second stage evolutions for the starters yesterday.
Same.
But
I didn't think we were going to get them.
yeah, with the way Pokemon, or me and Hayden, we've talked about this before, but with the way that Pokemon's cycle of like hype works, they never show off like the starters this like the evolutions this early, which is a real shame because those are real deal breakers.
Well, didn't they show it off like when Sun and Moon was in development? Didn't they show off the second Evolutions about 5 months after it was announced?
So Sun and Moon got its official unveiling in May. We found out about it in February of 2016. It got officially revealed, the starters or whatever, in May. We didn't actually see Dartrix, Toracat, and Brion until September. Whereas we just got... Yeah, so I feel like it would be a little bit longer before we actually see them.
On the plus side, the rumors are saying that it's another firefighting type, so you can get excited about that.
Yeah.
Ah, fantastic. And if it doesn't look like Big Chungus, I'm not going to buy it.
Oh, good God.
It better be a fat boy. Or I'm going with Grookey.
All right.
And I hate
Double
Grookey,
squad, let's
so-
go.
Tom, do you have any other predictions? We haven't heard from you in a while.
Hold on a second. I really can't think. Can I just see if I can try and switch apps, but see if I can still keep the call on? 'Cause I've
Sure,
written
yeah.
it down on my phone, but I'm using my phone for this. So hold on 1 second.
Well-
Can you guys still hear me?
Yes,
Yes.
you're good.
Okay, right, I'm all good. So I think we've pretty much spoken about everything that I've written down. Like, we've spoken about Animal Crossing. We've mentioned the Smash Ultimate potentially getting a newcomer, a DLC character, and we've also mentioned the Kingdom Hearts collection on Switch. I really can't think of anything else because
There is
it's all really up in the air.
There
I
is
have a
one big
few.
game that we still haven't talked about yet. We mentioned it a little bit, but Luigi's Mansion 3. That is something that we know it's going to be playable at E3. And it still seems like it's coming out this year. So I think we're going to get a big new trailer showing off some of the new gimmicks to the game. And I think we're also going to get at least a release window, but I could see this being the October title. With the whole
It would
Halloween
make
thing,
sense.
and yeah.
I mean, it's being playable, so we're probably going to find out everything we need to know about it to make a purchase.
Mm-hmm.
Please give me a Castlevania level, just like the Simon trailer.
Oh yes.
What?
And
what I'm
Luigi
wondering-
actually dies at the end.
Oh. And here I thought I had escaped Nintendo characters dying unnecessarily. I'm just wondering if they're actually going to like subtitle it something different, or if they're just going to call it Luigi's Mansion 3. That's actually what I want to know the most out of it.
I think it
I think
said.
they'll-
I think in the original direct it said working title.
Yeah,
Working title? Okay.
I'm pretty sure they're going to give it a subtitle. They gave one to the second game, so it would make sense to just give one.
Even then, the subtitle I believe was just American exclusive, so it was Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon, but then the UK just in Europe just got Luigi's Mansion 2.
True.
So, like,
Yeah.
so number one, I
Localization's
don't
weird.
see why see why they changed the names in different regions, but also like, yeah.
Hotel Luigi.
I mean,
Luigi.
they
Oh,
changed.
no.
Did they change Color Splash to have it to the spelling that you guys have in the UK?
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah.
Probably.
Well,
It's probably like a region. Like they I think that it's because they are afraid of like regional differences causing
I don't
like
know.
issues with some
weird
subtitles.
things. Like with just random off the top of my head with Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, for instance. For whatever reason, Music Park is called Melody Motorway here in Europe.
Yeah.
And I don't-
That's
I'm like,
that's such a good name.
Oh.
yeah,
Better
and I'm
name.
like, why are they different names, one or the other? That like, there's no like regional difference either at all with either name. So I'm just like, why,
No.
Nintendo?
The only difference is in Australia, it's upside down.
as we previously mentioned.
Sorry,
with,
I had to do that.
with Animal Crossing as well. There's City Folk and Let's Go to the City.
Mhm.
Like, you could have Let's Go to the City as both Europe and America, and it would be fine. Like, there's a difference in the title, but it still gets the main idea of the game across. So, like, yeah, it's just kind of weird.
What?
So I'm gonna make
But then there are other stuff like, stuff with more like lewd names that wouldn't, it'd be
Yeah.
like a culture thing. There's reasons they changed some of them, but you're right. A lot of that stuff is just kind of unnecessary.
So I'm gonna make a very important prediction about Luigi's Mansion 3. You
Oh.
will indeed be able to pet the Polterpup.
Oh,
Yes.
If you can't, I'm not buying it.
all because of that Twitter account. It's
Yeah, that's what I was
exactly
gonna say.
what I mean,
Not even like the prediction, just I predict that Twitter account is going to make a tweet about Luigi's Mansion 3 regarding whether you
Yep.
can pet
Like, I
the
can just
doggo.
imagine the programmers like at Nintendo be like, "Oh, geez, guys, we gotta do this. There's this Twitter account."
A lot of fans are expecting a feature to pet
I'm gonna make
dogs.
I'm gonna make a little prediction for Luigi's Mansion 3. I think Luigi is gonna return in some fashion as another bit of multiplayer or co-op. Like,
Okay.
I
he
think
was
he's gonna-
he was the 2-player in the Luigi's Mansion remake, right, on the 3DS.
Yes.
Yeah, I think he'll come back for something. I don't know what. I don't know if it'll be important to the story or what, but I think he'll be there.
I think he's gonna be an antagonist.
Ooh.
No.
I think he's gonna be like, if you know how they have those levels in like 3D World where there's like the Shadow Mario, and like even in Galaxy,
Yeah.
the Shadow Mario chasing you. I think
Yeah.
it's gonna be like that. They're gonna have Luigi chasing you.
It's terrifying.
Those
It is
levels were
terrifying.
terrifying. Yeah.
It's Luigi's Mansion, but it's also Resident Evil. It's Resident Evil 3. It's also a 3 game. I mean, it's basically
And it's
confirmed
not
based on that
Luigi,
alone.
it's actually
That
just
is a good
Nemesis.
It's just Nemesis chasing. Oh God, that's
just
even
start-
worse. That's even
you
worse
start-
than Death from Castlevania killing him.
You just start Luigi's Mansion 3 expecting this fun comedy horror game, and then you enter the mansion and you just hear stars.
Holy crap.
Just in the middle, you think you're safe. There's a telephone in the room, and all of a sudden, just boom, out of the hole in the center of the room, tentacles.
Shia LaBeouf.
Shia LaBeouf.
Oh my god. All right.
It's
Do
a
we
shock.
have
surprise.
do we have anything else about Luigi's Mansion 3, or do we want to move on to another prediction?
I don't have any more from Luigi's Mansion 3, but I have a few predictions, wild and somewhat safe, that I would like to discuss if that's all right.
Yeah, go for it.
All right, so I wouldn't say this is a wild prediction, but it's also not a very safe one. I mentioned this earlier. I think there could be something happening with the Mother franchise. I don't think it's going to be a new game, because obviously the franchise is effectively done with its story. But I think we could potentially see either Earthbound Beginnings or Earthbound make a return on the Switch in some fashion, or, and do I dare to say it?
You know, this
Mother
is
3
before you,
in the West.
before you say it. I should have warned you. It's the Doctor Strange rules. But if you say it, it's not going to happen.
No!
Oh,
Damn it, Billy.
I've ruined it. You can blame me when it doesn't show up.
Now, it was actually on my wish list, but I'm kind of hoping for like a Mother anniversary collection, because isn't this like the 25th anniversary or something this year?
Yeah, but Mother Anniversary
Maybe?
Collection with the Mother 3 translation.
That's actually on my wish list of things I want.
And Doug Bowser can come out and say, hey, here you go, because obviously Reggie is the reason why Mother 3 never came to the West. We
Yeah, I
can all
mean,
agree that is fact.
He killed that guy with a fire flower a
Yeah.
couple years ago when they.
Doug Bowser's first thing as president, his first major act is to bring Mother 3 to the West. I mean, it makes sense.
God, could you imagine how much respect people would have? Like, people already love Doug Bowser, but could you imagine how much respect everyone would have if that's his first announcement?
Oh, wow.
That would, well, for one, it'd break the
Oh,
internet, and
I just
secondly,
realised we're not going to have Reggie this year.
Yeah.
I've been thinking, like, just imagining the E3 Direct this year, like seeing Reggie in a pre-recorded video, but I've just realised Reggie's not at Nintendo anymore.
We might still have Bill at least.
I hope they do like a maybe they should. I think they should put the message that Reggie put on Twitter at the during the presentation.
Or have Reggie just show up for like a minute, just like as a little special kind of like goodbye in like direct fashion. Just
Even better, Bill firing Reggie.
yes.
Well, that's all the time I've got. I've got to go back to playing Animal Crossing on my Nintendo Switch.
Some say he's still
And then-
playing
and-
Animal Crossing New Leaf to this day.
No, that's how they can announce Animal Crossing's release date.
Oh,
Oh
The
boy.
thing is with Mother 3, which we were talking about a few minutes ago, is that there's a lot of like controversial aspects of Mother 3 and the story, and so I don't know everything about Mother 3. Like I haven't really seen much about the story, but I know it touches on a lot of very controversial, risky kind of topics.
That's why I
Yeah.
think they should bring it over, though. I feel like we're in a generation where that sort of game can be much more appreciated, and I think Nintendo.
All right,
just too much of a stickler for like the rules and
Like,
shit.
I wouldn't be surprised if they changed a lot of things about the game.
Yeah. More censorship stuff that people are going to complain about. But
Definitely.
tinfoil hat time. Okay, so in Smash Brawl, the New Pork City stage is listed with the little icon of the series as Earthbound, but in Ultimate, it's listed as Mother 3 with the English title of it. Now I can't remember if I've actually from what little time I spent with Mother 3, I can't remember if it's in Japanese or English on the title screen. But the fact that they have that there means they're at least acknowledging it as Mother 3.
I'd also say Mother 3 actually got a lot of focus in Ultimate, like just in general. Like the last spirits I think you can fight in World of Light, at least before you get to like the end point, are actually like Klaus and Lucas's mother of all spirits, like be at the end of your journey. Which is I've always thought that was a very odd placement for those characters, because obviously Mother 3 is a game that everyone's like, it's never coming to the West, but then they're just suddenly at the forefront of the end of World of Light.
It's totally intentional, because if they put Hinawa on the light side and they put Klaus on the dark side, they did that for a reason. They did that for a reason.
Oh.
Now, whether, like I said, tinfoil hat, but I could see it finally coming.
And maybe,
but
I'm not gonna like set myself up for that.
But I'm not gonna.
I'm
not
also
holding my breath.
tinfoil hat with you though.
Oh.
The other day I did another predictions video with someone else, and they brought up the idea: what if Mother 3 released in the West, and if you use if you have a copy or a save of Mother 3, it unlocks a Porky spirit in Smash Ultimate, similar to how Detective Pikachu and Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee can be caught in Ultimate by loading up their games. Because Porky has not been seen in Ultimate. It's not there for whatever goddamn reason.
I could see that, because I feel like they're going to be continuing to update Ultimate with spirits even after the DLC. Like they're going to use it as something to advertise new titles, even if it's just one spirit from a game or something. I could easily see them doing that with either a Mother Anniversary collection or with Mother 3, preferably with Mother 3. So that is such a glaring omission as a spirit, like.
Especially since he was a boss in Brawl of all things. Like, that is a really big...
That's true,
omission.
yeah.
Like, all the other bosses, even Duon, got a spirit, except Porky. And I guess you could argue the Absolutely Safe capsule has Porky inside it, but it's not Porky.
It's the Absolutely Safe capsule, Porky inside it. It's like a Kinder Egg that you can't open.
Yeah, and it has no attack. It has 8,000 defense.
So, do we have any other predictions we want to get in?
I have a few more wild predictions. These are a bit more personal, like wish listy predictions, but I always like to list them in these like prediction videos.
Sure, yeah.
And Hayden, you've probably heard me talk about this before.
Oh, I know where we're going. Yeah.
But for those of you who don't know me, there are two franchises that I'm extremely fond of. Golden Sun.
This is in my wish list.
Which is a series I absolutely adore. I was the guy who was championing Isaac for Smash Ultimate during the speculation scene, and I was hoping they would bring him back in some fashion so that we could bring more attention to the franchise and maybe either get remasters of the original 2 games or a Golden Sun 4. And since Camelot, supposedly, I think they're only working on, a Mario Golf game at the moment. Like, maybe they could start working on a Golden Sun game, because people want that franchise back. I want that franchise back, and it would make Nintendo a good bit of money.
Yeah, I have that on my wish list as well. I more so see it as the possibility of a collection as opposed to a 4.
Like an eShop
But-
re-release collection. Or
Yeah,
something.
an eShop re-released collection. However, if it did well, it might lead to a Golden Sun 4. So
I
if
think
it does
a
happen,
collection would be better as well. Just
If
because Golden Sun 3 was really like iffy with the story, and I get the feeling they probably don't want to continue down that path because there were just so many plot holes everywhere that it would probably be better to remake it.
I mean, if they learned anything from Fire Emblem, it's that you can screw up and it'll still but sell.
As long
So-
as you have waifus.
As long as you have waifus. So that's all they gotta do.
Imagine the first 2 games in a style similar to Octopath Traveler.
Oh my god.
Oh yes.
Seeing
wow.
seeing the boulder falling down at the beginning of the game in Octopath style would just be
Like an actual
Yeah.
3D boulder, but like 2D sprites. Like,
I think we need to get some toilet paper right now.
Square Enix, take the Golden Sun IP and make it good, please.
Please.
It's already good, but make it better. Just do it.
oh, I love that idea because the big one is Final Fantasy VI in Octopath art style, but Golden Sun, oh baby.
Ooh.
Final Fantasy VI doesn't need it. Golden Sun needs it.
Final Fantasy VI is already popular.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, if you want Final Fantasy VI, go play the mobile version. It's not that great, but you know, it's there.
Or on your
Play
Super
that.
Nintendo Classic, like I have.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So
I have a couple of games that have actually, like, I forgot existed for the longest amount of time until I was writing up my list for this. Well, for one, Daemon X Machina.
oh my god, that's coming out
Is
this
that-
year, isn't it?
It's coming out. It is supposed to come out this year. It's
Totally
got,
forgot.
It's got like no promotion at all, aside from the.
There was even
The
that
le-
demo a couple
the demo.
months ago. Yeah.
Don't worry, guys. It's going to get 35 minutes of gameplay in the E3. It's going to be the
Oh,
big
no.
Nintendo
Oh, it's-
game this year.
Oh god, that's what's gonna happen, isn't
I
it?
think it needs to be delayed. It needs to be delayed because, like, when I played the demo prototype missions, I found a lot of problems with the game design,
It's been
And,
delayed
like-
indefinitely.
just how things work in the game. I don't know. It's something about the game just didn't click with me.
I just have to wonder if there's an audience for it, because everyone that
Yeah.
I've talked to who's a Nintendo fan, you mentioned Daemon X Machina, and they're just like, either what's that, or didn't look that good.
I
Yeah.
thought it was a first party franchise. I was shocked to find out it was third party
Is it?
because
Wow.
this just seems like the most.
Really?
This actually is the kind of thing that I expect Nintendo to do, but apparently it's a third party.
Is it because it was really red?
It's an Atlas thing. It's got to be an Atlas thing if it's all red. I mean, clearly.
I
No,
mean,
It's really,
I can't even remember what company it is. I think it's like
Marvelous?
it might be. Let me double
Google.
check.
Like Google.
I'm
It's
just really kind of confused.
yeah, it is marvelous.
Like,
It is marvelous.
They started the E3 Direct last year by showing that game. Oh, hold on 1 second.
yeah, if it's gonna get delayed, I don't know if they'd want to just come out and say, "Hey, remember this game?" Yeah, you don't, but it's getting delayed. Like,
Either that, or they're just going to be like, you know what? We know people aren't interested in the game. We're just going to... Here's a release date. Just have it. Like...
Please buy it.
Because it's sad, because you can tell whenever it gets a spotlight in E3 or in a Direct, you can tell that the creators really are, like, trying to work with it, because the creators
Yeah.
talk about it so earnestly, and they're so excited about it. No
And
one
then-
else is excited
and then-
about it.
All the fans are just like, "Where's Smash? Where's Animal Crossing? Where's the next Zelda?" Because
Mhm.
nobody cares about Daemon X Machina, and it's a shame because if it was released in a dry period, it probably would have done really well.
Mhm.
mhm.
Because
Daemon X Machina, if you devs are watching this video, which I'm sure you are,
we're so sorry,
yeah.
but your game's gonna be a failure.
like the game, my problem is I just don't really know what it is. Like, I didn't play the demo, to be fair, but I guess I just don't really understand what the game is, and I think that's the biggest problem, is the lack of transparency and the lack of spotlight on it.
It feels like it's been marketed as a mech game, but then you can get out of the mech, and it just...
Oh, so it's Xenoblade Chronicles X.
Well, I literally thought when the game first got shown up, I was like, "Is this Xenoblade X?" Like,
Yeah, I thought that as well. Yeah.
It's a shame because, like I said, it probably could have done really well had they stuck it in a different spot.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But they're like, oh, there's this exciting new thing we're going to be telling you about, and it was placed next to Smash, and it was placed next to other things, and then there's just this year's just so packed with good first party titles that if it comes out this year, it will not do well.
Yeah.
I just think it was
Like,
so
you got-
weird they
you got-
started the direct with that last
Yeah,
year.
Because
Like,
you kind of expect the Nintendo Directs to start with something big that will hype you
Yeah.
up and like kind of get you excited.
Mhm.
And
Do you remember the
I guess
2017
maybe
Direct?
they thought, oh, big robots, people will love big robots flying around beating each other up, but
yeah, and
No.
people in Japan will eat that up. The people in America aren't, and Europe and the West, we're
the
not as
rest
big
of the
in-
world.
the literal rest of the world are not as big into Gundam as you guys are.
Do you remember do you guys remember the 2017 E3 Direct where Nintendo started off with a really amazing, well-edited trailer? Do you remember that?
Oh
Where
god,
it
what
was
was
like-
I
that?
remember they finished
had-
with Odyssey, but what did they start with?
They started with like this really amazing like video trailer of like Splatoon, Rocket League.
Right.
Right.
Like,
Yes,
it
yes.
was like really aggressive music. Pokken was in it as well.
Mhm.
I think Fortnite
And
was in it too.
that-
Yeah.
that might have been a bit later.
Oh,
Or that
maybe,
might
yeah.
have been in a later one.
But
it was like
either way, they started off really well.
aggressive, sporty music. It was just like a really hype way to start the video live stream. But it's like with last year, you just get Daemon X Machina.
Last year's E3 was just, it's like the odd one out. It was just so weird
Yeah.
in comparison to every other E3 we've had. I'm just hoping they go back to traditional like 2017 and prior E3s and they don't do another 2018.
So, Billy, you said you had one more dream title that you wanted to talk about, and I think I know what it is, but you want to go for it?
It's probably not going to happen. I know it probably won't happen, but I would like a new Pokemon Mystery Dungeon
And there
game
it is.
for the Nintendo Switch, and if I don't get it within the next 3 years, I am probably going to explode.
Wow, I didn't see that one coming at all. Nah, it'd be fantastic to get another one. When was the last one? It was like a couple
2015.
years-
Super Mystery
Yeah.
Dungeon.
So
Was
like,
it good?
it's not. It was good. It was really enjoyable. The 3DS games, a lot of people were very iffy on them when they first released, but I played them all recently, and most of the complaints are just people who don't like change, and and most of the complaints I find are actually quite bullshit. I really enjoyed the games, and that's not just me because I'm a super fan. But the thing with Mystery Dungeon is not only is it the longest running spin-off that Pokemon has, like it by far it's the longest running, but it's also made by Spike Chunsoft, who are a third-party developer, and that's why I think there is a chance it could show up at E3 rather than like being announced by the Pokemon Company, because most of the development is by a different studio. And Spike Chunsoft are amazing because they do like the Danganronpa games and Zero Escape and the entire like other Mystery Dungeon games like Chocobos, Everybody, Friend Thing.
You know,
Just-
I'm gonna say, I can definitely see that happening this year. In fact, I'm gonna say, I think it's gonna happen this year, but it's not gonna be in the Direct. It's gonna be in the Treehouse. It's gonna be a surprise reveal,
No, don't ruin the
Like Metroid for 3DS.
like Metroid:
needs-
Samus Returns.
I don't want it to be in the treehouse though, because then I have to watch the treehouse, and I don't want to watch the treehouse. I do admit though that is like my like wildest dream, and I don't think it's gonna happen this year. But like, there's a chance maybe if they decide to go like with Pokemon up to Generation 7. But I could also see it happening next year, so that they have time to get all the Generation 8 Pokemon in there as well.
Yeah, I think that would be better.
So, you know, I feel like that's likely to happen sooner rather than later. But I do feel like it's not the Direct that's gonna have it.
Maybe
I feel like
September.
it's maybe that, or maybe, like I said, either Treehouse or a later Direct could have it as sort of a surprise reveal.
So my last prediction that I have to kind of like tie in what we've talked about so far, I think this Direct will start with the Banjo-Kazooie reveal and end with Animal Crossing.
Mm.
I think Banjo's going to be the ending.
I do too.
So the only reason I was going back and forth, and the only reason I wanted to put it at the beginning rather than the end is because Smash is already out, and I feel like if they were going to do Animal Crossing, that would be a great transition to the Treehouse. Like, now we can show it off to you guys, if it's at the end. So I feel like the last announcement, like, you got to start off big, but I feel like the last announcement has to be bigger than the first announcement. And again, with Animal Crossing being at the end, it can just transition into the Treehouse a lot better.
The only issue I have with that is that earlier you said that you believe that Erdrick and Banjo are happening, and I think they would reveal Erdrick before Banjo simply because if Erdrick is Brave in the code name for like the Smash code, then that's the character that has been worked on first, and thus they probably like are putting him as like DLC Fighter Pack 2, in which case Erdrick would be revealed first, which is why I think Banjo may be towards the end of the Direct and not at the very start.
And what I think about that, and maybe I mentioned this earlier, I forget. I think Erdrick could get announced at the Smash Brothers tournament, and then Banjo in the Direct.
Or we could be living in the best case scenario where Banjo is Brave and we don't get Erdrick.
Or that too.
And instead we get Sora, that'd be great.
And we get Sora
That would
instead.
be great.
That would be a fantastic reveal at the end. Or even vice versa. If both of them get in, I will never complain about Smash in any capacity ever again.
And then Sakurai just announces, hey, we're starting a ballot to upgrade an assist trophy to playable. Vote.
It's gonna be, that's gonna be Waluigi.
And then I'll get all of my bots to vote for Isaac and try and annoy the Waluigi fans.
Oh my god.
Waluigi wins, but Sakurai just says no.
At this point, I'm convinced he's never getting in Smash. I am convinced that Sakurai just sees him as a joke.
Oh,
He
poor
does.
Waluigi. So do we have any other predictions we want to do? Or do we want to wrap things up?
I have a few.
Did you say 77 you had one?
This is a pretty safe one, but since Mario Tennis's support in DLC, I believe, is winding down in August, I think they're going to announce a new Mario Sports title. And I hope it's Sluggers, but I know a lot of people want Strikers.
Ooh. I can
Either
definitely
of those
see
would
it.
be nice.
Well, we know that Camelot, I think, they're the guys that make the sports games. We know that I think they're working on a golf game.
I think so.
Oh, they are?
Of course.
think so, yeah. Even if they were, even if it wasn't confirmed that they're working on a golf title, I think that would be the next one to come. Even though I agree, I would love to see Strikers or Sluggers.
To be fair, though, I think Strikers and Sluggers are made by a different studio, so perhaps we could see both.
Yeah, I guess I don't know.
I'll check, because
There's a series that no one has mentioned yet, which I think could be a really cool surprise in the entire Direct.
Oh yeah?
Kid Icarus.
Kid
Please.
Icarus.
Please.
They
Oh
get
yes.
The Kid Icarus Uprising HD for the Switch and completely rework the controls, or an entirely new entry.
Uprising Sports on my wish list.
I think a new entry is more likely than an Uprising port, if only because Sakurai has said like 50 billion times that he doesn't want to do an Uprising port.
Why? It deserves so much better.
It did.
I know.
It's got so much charm that nobody wants to play it because it's on the 3DS and has awful controls. And it's got so much character. And I don't even like Pit.
They could
But
change
like Magnus and like Veridi have so much character.
And Hades.
And Hades!
Is
Yeah.
amazing.
Like, for God's sake, Sakurai, you made Ultimate a thing. Just bring us an Uprising port. You can do it, you just don't want to.
Yeah, I only got to play. I've only borrowed Kid Icarus from a friend, so I've only played it a bit. But I definitely want to, like many other people, I really want to experience it truly, with good controls, possibly HD. Yeah. So, any other predictions we want to get out there?
I have several actually still.
Oh my goodness.
Wow.
We might have to wrap things up soon. So you want to like kind of rapid fire them?
I'll make them quick.
Lightning round.
Skyward Sword HD. Still gonna happen.
Cool.
It might be this year.
I can see it.
A new Star Fox.
Grand Prix.
Not great.
Oh my god! How did we not talk about this?
It's because it's not real. That's why.
I thought that was in Starlink. Wasn't there a racing mode in
No.
Starlink?
Okay, so I don't know about that. Maybe there was. I didn't play it, but the whole Okay, so for people who don't know, there was this big rumor that Retro Studios game that they were actually working on in the past 5 years was Star Fox Grand Prix. Some sort of like hybrid between like Star Fox and like the racing style of F-Zero, but it's also got like the hub world of Diddy Kong Racing. I don't really know how that rumor got to be as big as it was. It sounded like a really cool idea and one I could actually get behind. But do we actually think we're going to see what Retro Studios has been working on?
Incidentally, the next thing on the list, their secret project is revealed, or it was completely scrapped because of Metroid Prime 4.
I don't think it was scrapped.
I don't think they're going to say it's scrapped, but I don't think they're either not going to say it at all, or they're going to like make a big deal out of it. There's no in between. They're not going to like nonchalantly just drop it.
Yeah.
But I legit think it might have been scrapped for Metroid Prime.
I mean, I don't think it was. I'm basing that off of absolutely nothing. I mean,
there's that whole rumor about that being that one robot hand in the Reggie farewell picture that Retro sent.
That's true.
Ooh.
I forgot about that.
But nobody knows what that robot hand could be. So it could be from this, either if it's scrapped, it's from the scrap retro game, and if it's not scrapped, it's probably from whatever they've been working on.
But what else were you going to say there?
Ultimate Alliance 3 is going to get something. Probably some reveals of a few characters that we either didn't know about before or weren't expecting.
True.
I expected to get a few minutes since isn't it supposed to be releasing soon?
I think it's July. I think it's a week before Fire Emblem.
And maybe they'll do that old idea that they were going to do in 2 where they have Link and Samus as extra characters.
Okay.
I could see them doing that. Mm-hmm. Town is a game with a really terrible title. With an
I can see that getting like
this title.
I could see it maybe getting like a Treehouse spotlight or something.
Yeah, it's gonna get a Treehouse thing. I'm not excited for it in any capacity. In fact, it looks like one of the most generic things I've ever seen.
And then I see people on Twitter who are like, "Oh my god, this looks amazing! Oh my god, this is like the newest RPG from Game Freak, and it looks really cool." And I'm like,
"No, it doesn't."
Watching the same thing.
No, it doesn't.
I don't know.
They named it Town
and City.
Now, if it was Town and City, I'd buy it. I don't see it being a success either, but that's a story for another day. I feel like they're gonna do something with it. And the last thing on my actual predictions and not in my like wish list, which I'll probably do a separate video about #shameless plug, is something that I forgot to mention in the Persona 5 thing. They're gonna show off Joker's Smash amiibo, and it's gonna have something to do in the game.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
Because they did Piranha Plant, like, he was an after release character, and we still don't have base game characters like Crom or Richter or Simon. So I feel like Joker is going to be another situation like that, and they're going to have something to do with that you can use him in Persona 5 in some capacity. And maybe if we're lucky, Banjo-Kazooie's amiibo will get shown off too.
Speaking of Banjo, can I just quickly take the floor for one quick second?
That was the last thing I had.
Go for it.
But this isn't necessarily Nintendo, but I'm sure everyone's going to be interested in it anyway. Banjo 3E.
I think if it was going to show up, it would be in Nintendo's thing rather than Microsoft's, just because like Banjo fans are pretty much Nintendo fans.
What I was going to say is I think it might show up in the Microsoft conference, and that will get the Nintendo fans hyped up thinking, oh my god, it's back, that means Banjo could be coming to Smash. And then they're going to reveal Banjo in Smash, and then they're also going to reveal that Banjo 3 will be coming to the Nintendo Switch. I don't think it will come, if it exists, I don't think it will come at the same time as it goes on to Microsoft. I think they'll want a little bit of exclusivity for a little while, and then they would probably release it similar to how Sony did with Spyro and Crash.
But yeah, I do think some bromance between Nintendo and Microsoft will be at the Z3. Whether it's Banjo and, whether it's only Banjo or, in other ways as well, maybe like bringing because we still know Ori is coming to the Switch at some point. So maybe that could be another cool shadow drop.
Banjo 3E featuring Conker and Nuts and Bolts.
Oh man.
With special guest star Yuka and Laylee.
With Shovel Knight as a character that you can meet in the game.
Yeah, he's got to be there, doesn't he?
At
He's
this
in
point,
every single one.
at this point, I think that Shovel Knight should just be a required character in every video game ever in existence.
He's got to have more cameos than like most video game characters nowadays. He's in like almost every indie game. Like Mario was probably the only character who's had more cameos in a video game at this point.
Shovel Knight's in more games than Captain Falcon is.
Oh wow.
All right.
Let that sink in for a second.
I think that's maybe a good point to maybe wrap things up.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, Billy Bo, where can they find you at?
You can find me at my YouTube channel, BillyBay10K, my Twitter, BillyBay10K, and my Twitch, BillyBay10K as well. I do lots of Nintendo leak speculation videos, and it's a really cool place. You should go check it out.
Awesome. Nate, how about you?
You can find me over on the channel Nerd Saga. It's going through a bit of a reconstruction phase at the moment, but I am planning on getting back to videos after a year hiatus. I am planning on doing some interesting stuff in the near future. You can also find me on Twitter at Nerd Saga Nate, and I post shit posts and memes constantly. So
Perfect.
Feel free to follow me.
Just what we need more of. 77, where can they find you at?
You can find me on YouTube and Instagram at SuperSmash77 and Twitter at TheSuperSmash77. And when I do actually post, it's a pretty good time.
You post some pretty good, some funny SpongeBob stuff too, which I can also appreciate.
Why, thank you.
Oh crap.
And Tom, where can they find you at?
Alright, so you can find me on Twitter, YouTube, SoundCloud, and I guess Instagram as well, but I haven't used Instagram in a while. And I post music remixes and Nintendo-related content.
Awesome. And, of course, make sure you subscribe to me if you've not already for more. Lots of E3 goodness, and you can follow me on Twitter. Links for everyone should be in the description of this video. And, until next time, take care, guys. Bye.
Bye.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye!